talking about the young buck, Gradey Dick. I believe it was 16 minutes on the floor, 7 points. Still haven't seen him shoot the ball at an extremely high level. But my question for you guys right now is there any expectation that he's on a different timeline from some of the other guys that the Raptors have drafted? Like, is there a stretch where we anticipate him joining the 905 for a bit? Or is he with the big club to stay? Jonesy, I'll start with you.
I think you have to play it by ear.
Yeah.
I think you have to look at the available minutes. I mean, the idea of going down and playing with the 905 or, in the G League with them and getting some experience, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, look at how many guys have done it and have prospered from doing that.
When the player development was at its peak, that was
Pascal,
an integral part of it.
Jakob, like you go all Norm Powell, Fred VanVleet, they all did it.
Yeah.
And it's there as a training ground, a chance to play, getting those reps. There's nothing wrong with it. So I think you have to play it by ear. And, I mean, I think right now you've got to give Gradey time to adjust to everything that the NBA is that he hadn't seen before. People know the scouting report on him. The guys that are defending him are a little bit better than the guys at the level he was previously at. A little faster, a little quicker, a little longer, a little more athletic. And it's going to take him time to get used to that too. I remember talking to a lot of the international players when they came over, and they said the biggest thing that they could not get used to initially and replicate was the speed at which things happen in the NBA. We always hear that phrase, oh, it's slowing down for a guy. Well, it's because he's learning it. And I think you got to give Gradey that time to learn.
And what I've liked about him, and we've seen this in the past where there have been players who come into the NBA with a skill set, particularly shooting, and when they're not making shots, there's nothing else for them to do. What we've seen from Gradey is the ability to put the ball on the floor, to play make a little bit, to be more than just a guy who's going to catch the ball and shoot it. So it's almost, to me, kind of a blessing, the fact that his shot isn't falling, because he's going to have to develop those other areas of his game, because he's going to go through periods on the floor where shots aren't going to fall. How do you still impact the game? And we're seeing his ability to kind of be a bit more versatile than just a shooter. The shot will come back.
It will.
You don't forget automatically how to shoot a basketball. It will come back, but it's good to see the other things that he has in his toolbox.
Those shots will come too. Again, I talked about the offense with Pascal and Scotty. He'll find those shots within the offense, and the shots will find him too.
Yeah, no disrespect to these guys, but he's not Steve Novak and Matt Thomas. He's not a one-dimensional guy, so got to be thankful he's showing all the other things too while he's not giving the opportunity to show that three-point stroke. Let's hear from Gradey now.
How do you feel preseason has gone? Any oh my God, I'm in the NBA moments for you yet?
I think it's really just those oh my gosh moments. Really just coming here every day and just having the schedule of an NBA player is just what I've dreamt for so long. So having a job to play basketball is surreal, and I just try to remind myself every day that don't take it for granted. I'm thankful for it. So I'm just enjoying that. Preseason it's been great. A lot of just learning different notes that I'm taking from every single game, and a lot of coaching, so it's been great.
Darko mentioned the other day that he plans on at some point before the season sitting down with everyone, talking to them about their role, what he expects. Have you kind of talked to the coaches at all about what they see your role looking like?
It's still pretty early. I mean, for me personally, people have ideas of their roles, coming in, why they were brought here in the first place. Obviously, things will change, things will get tweaked a little bit for the team, and for sure, it needs to be, to make a team great. But, it's still early, but it's one of those things where, I always know I have the mindset of coming in as the new guy and just trying to, be that sponge and just taking all the coaching, and that's what I try to do every single day.
Is there a routine that you emulate or that you can take from out there already?
A routine?
Yeah, a routine, or even, just a routine.
I think, back to talking how I'm trying to just be consistent and getting prepared for different games and just a normal day is the routines, the stuff that I've had since I was really a little kid. Getting on the court, doing the same little stretches that I do, and then obviously in the weight room, different ones here, and then different things like on the court with shooting that I've been doing since I was a little kid. Of the same thing I do on the backboard, trying to get straight, hand in the cookie jar, stuff like my mom and my dad taught me, back then. So just stuff like that, and staying consistent, I can't say it enough.
Has anything in the game caught you by surprise?
I mean, I always talk about just learning the spacing of the court is big compared to college. The different seconds rules in the paint where different post players can't stand there for amount of time, where in college, you feel like you go anywhere, help defense somewhere, yeah. So it's just learning those different things, and I think that's been a good difference, kind of.
People talk about the space of the college court to the NBA court, and I don't think people realize it is a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Even as a player, you finding a lot more space to operate here?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like there's a lot more room to just run. Yeah, a lot more room to get open for sure, but just running up and down is different. Being at Kansas, you feel like you're packing that historic gym. So, like I said, just getting used to that. But every single day we come in here and get up and down. So it's getting good for the game.
Gradey, what's the story behind how you end up in a Drake video with your son as well?
It was kind of funny. So I think we were on the way back from Vancouver, but I had came back to get some stuff out my locker. I just seen people running around with cameras, and then I was like, "What's going on?" And they said Drake's, filming a video with his son. But I had plans to meet him when he came back to Toronto, and then it happened to just be there randomly. But he was like, "Yeah, hop in for a little cameo." I said, "That sounds good."
What was your teammates' reaction when they saw you in the video?
They're just laughing because, shout out Adonis, his first song, so that's great. But it was just a thing, like I said, it was so random that no one really knew it was happening. So when they saw it, they're like, "What the heck?" But, it was pretty cool.
NBA, man. You're going to run into.
Exactly.